has clashed with Bernie Sanders on his #1 podcast. Rogan reminded Sanders of some hard truths after the senator slammed Elon Musk for donating $270 million in the 2024 election, to which Rogan quickly clapped back, saying the Harris campaign raised $1.5 billion in the course of a few months.
The result of that decision, let's take us to where we are today, is that Elon Musk, and I know Elon was on your show, and he's here in Austin, huh?
Yeah.
Okay, and we could talk about Elon, but he spent $270 million to elect Trump as president.
So what? Like they said, other people were donating to Harris, and it's not the first time this happened. Like if Elon wants to spend his money on someone that he believes in, I don't think it's anything crazy. And yeah, I don't want to sound how you say it? Well, I'll just say it. What's with this hair, dude? And again, it brings me back to the politics 20 years ago when everyone looked professional, and to now, like, Bernie, where's your calm?
Okay. I think that's absurd that any one person...
What's the most someone donated towards the Harris campaign?
They spent a lot of money on Harris as well.
They spent $1.5 billion just over the course of a couple of months.
You got it. All right, let me talk about it. So I'm not here just to say it's a Republican. That's my point here.
Right.
Okay.
Online commentators applauded Rogan on the SmackDown, with this person saying, Bernie Sanders never had a problem until it was a right-wing billionaire beating the Democrats at their own game. And this commentator agreed, saying, crazy hypocrisy here. Bernie only cares if money was spent on one side. Did he say anything when Soros was pumping money into the DNC? Did he say anything about the billions Kamala Harris blew through?
Yeah, did he say anything about Kamala Harris paying Jennifer Lopez and who knows how many other Hollywood stars to endorse her? That was ridiculous. 10 millions to give to some singer for a speech on your rally? It's like, isn't it bribing pretty much? Like you're buying someone's opinion? It's ridiculous. And again, this is going to be kind of tinfoil hat opinion, but I feel like Hollywood was behind Kamala Harris because of Diddy. Call me crazy, but I feel like Diddy's case would be much different if Democrats won the election.
Journalist Betcha Ungasagon agrees, saying the Democrats has become the party of the elites.
The Democrats are now the party of the wealthy. For every billionaire who backed President Trump in the election, Kamala Harris had 2. 75% of donations that came from hedge fund managers went to Democrats. 75% of Silicon Valley donations went to Democrats. 65% of Americans making over $500,000 a year now are Democrats. Wow. Meanwhile, President Trump absolutely crushed with Americans making under $100,000 a year. He has single-handedly taken the GOP and made it the party of the glorious, multiracial American working class, the hardest working Americans. And Laura, if you want to understand why President Trump is doing anything, whether it's controlling the border, imposing tariffs, getting us out of wars that have nothing to do with us, look at the polling with hardworking Americans who make under $100,000 a year. These are the things that absolutely crush with them, whether they're on the left or on the right. This is a unity president with a unity agenda, and that, Laura, is why the Democrats hate him, because they have absolutely nothing with which to fight him.
And not only did Joe Rogan school Bernie Sanders on election donations, but the pair also got into a bust-up over climate change.
Here we go. Look at the far end of that graph, and you see we're in a cooling period.
Well, I'm not sure. I didn't read that article, but the scientists who are out there, I think...
I know, but there's a lot of money involved in that too, Bernie. That's part of the problem. There's a lot of money involved in this whole climate change emergency issue, and there's a lot of control.
Online commentators also cite...
Speaking about money, I'm gonna spin it a little bit towards Canada, but I don't know if you know our Prime Minister Mark Carney. He had a shares in an investment fund called Brookfield, and he was a chairman of that, right? Prior being Prime Minister. We actually don't know if he still has shares or no, because he refused to disclose it. Somehow it is illegal for him to run for Prime Minister in Canada. I don't understand how. But anyway, my point. So his investments, or Brookfield's investments in Canada, were all towards green energy, net zero, environment, and all of it, right? And look who's pushing net zero right now. Liberals, Canadian government, Mark Carney. Let's build no more new pipelines. Well, no, he's saying he's going to build more pipelines, but he's refusing to revoke the bill that prevents building more pipelines, which is Bill C-69. So he's literally, again, lying. But tell me, how is it possible that someone who has a personal financial interest in green energy is able to be Prime Minister and decide about this green energy? It's ridiculous. And it literally goes to what Joe Rogan said. Someone's making money of it, right? And it goes higher than you think, at least in Canada.
The Washington Post article mentioned by Rogan, with this commentator saying, "I am skeptical of anthropogenic climate change, but the WAPO article is the most possible argument. This article shows 450 million years where temperatures rise and fall over long periods of time. This does not mean a sudden spike would necessarily be good for civilization. The graph only tells us climate has varied widely, and it is still possible to look at it and say life on Earth has been able to adapt." Bernie Sanders has been a vocal climate change alarmist for years, even saying we will be underwater in a matter of years back in 2019.
What the scientists are telling us, that we don't get our act together within the next 8 or 9 years. We're talking about cities all over the world, major cities going underwater. We're talking about increased drought, talking about increased extreme weather disturbances. The United Nations is telling us that in the years to come, there are going to be hundreds of millions of climate refugees, causing national security issues all over the world.
This online commentator was in hysterics over the statement, saying Bernie's still crying about underwater cities in 2019 like it's not 2025 and we're all fine. Guess I'll buy a snorkel just to troll his socialist tears. This comment.
Okay, to be honest, I think the global warming is the thing, it's the real thing, and there's enough proof of it. And the environment changes or climate changes, like, you have proofs of it. You experience it on your own. And again, like what I said at the beginning, if China and the top polluters of the earth don't agree to change it, Canada, US, Europe, we're not going to do anything with that. Even if you reach net zero, it's not going to save the earth. It's not going to protect us from climate change or anything like that. Because guess what? We have regulations. We're doing the safest job we can. And guess what's going on in those top polluter countries? They're trying to make as much profit as they can. They don't care about the environment. Well, they don't even care about the citizens. They have, most of the time, they even have modern day slavery. What are we talking about? You expect that if half of the world is going to do a good job, it's going to beat the half of the world that's good doing extremely bad job? No, that's not how it works. Yeah.
Commentator agreed, saying, "We've been saying this since the 80s and nothing has happened. How long will they keep trotting out this tired old sky is falling argument before everybody just walks away from them? Talk about conspiracy theories."
It's not conspiracy theories. No, I don't know. I have a hard time respecting someone who says that the global warming doesn't exist and the climate change doesn't exist, right? Just look at our weather. Like, we have record highs, record lows. It's all climate change. Like, we have record wildfires. I don't know, man. Like, if you'll be honest about it, you experienced it.